Good day to everyone. Today, allow me to introduce an English novelist and social critic who created some of the world's famous fictional characters and is regarded by many as the greatest novelist of the Victorian era, Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens was born in 7 February 1812 in Lamport, England. He was the second of 8 children of Elizabeth Dickens and John Dickens. His father was a clerk in the Navy Pay Office and was temporarily stationed in the district. He asked Christopher Huffam, Brigadier to His Majesty Navy gentleman and head of an established firm, to act as godfather to Charles. His father was in jail. In June 1822, when John Dickens was recalled to Navy Pay Office headquarters at Somerset House and the family moved to Camden Town in London, he was burdened with debt and unable to pay. John Dickens was forced by his creditors into the Marshalsea debtors' prison in Tower, London in 1822. A few months after his imprisonment, he was lucky because he inherited a relative fortune. On the expectation of this legacy, John Dickens was released from prison. Under the Insolvent Debtors Act, John Dickens arranged for payment of his creditors. He and his family left the Marshalsea for the home of Miss Royland. Before writing, at the age of 15, Charles learned shorthand, worked as a clerk for the courts and parliament, and then worked as a reporter. Charles worked at the law office of Ellis and Blackmore, attorneys of Holborn Court, graced in as a junior clerk from May 1827 to November 1828. Met his first love. In 1830, Dickens met his first love, Maria Biddle, thought to have been the model for the character Dora in David Copperfield. Maria's parents disapproved of the courtship and ended the relationship by sending her to school in Paris. The death of Charles Dickens. On the 8th June 1870, Dickens had a stroke at his home after a full day's work on April Road. He never regained consciousness, and the next day he died at Gasthill Place. Contrary to his wish to be buried at Rochester Cathedral in an inexpensive, uncontentious, and strictly private manner, he was raised in the poorest corner of Westminster Abbey. About his career. Early career, Charles Dickens started his writing career as a journalist and reporter. He contributed to various newspapers and magazines, which allowed him to sharpen his writing skill and gain an understanding of the social issues of the time. Dickens is best known for his novels, which often explore the social and economic conditions of the Victorian England. His novels are characterized by richly developed characters and intricate plots. Some of his famous works include Oliver Twist 1837-1839. This novel tells the story of an orphan named Oliver Twist who navigates the hardship of a brutal workhouse and becomes involved with a gang of young thieves. David Copperfield 1849-1850. This semi-autobiographical novel traced the life of a titular character, David Copperfield, from his childhood through various trials and tribulations to adulthood. Great Expectation 1850-1851. This novel follows the life of Pip, an orphan who comes into an unexpected fortune, and the challenge and moral choice he has to face as a result. A Tale of Two Cities, 1859. Set against the backdrop of the French Revolution, this novel explores the theme of resurrection, sacrifice, and the stark contrast between London and Paris during the time. A Christmas Carol, 1843. This novel is one of Dickens' most famous works and is a timeless classic that tells the story of Ebenezer Scrooge, a miserly man who undergoes a transformation after being visited by three Christmas spirits. Social critique. Dickens was a social critic who used his writing to shed light on the injustice and inequality of his era. He often depicted the harsh condition of the working class, child labor, debtors' prison, and the hypocrisy of the upper class. Influence. Charles Dickens works had a profound impact on Victorian society, and he remains a celebrated literary figure. His writing continued to be studied for their social commentary and storytelling. In summary, Charles Dickens had a remarkable career as a novelist and social critic, with a legacy that continues to influence literature and the exploration of social issues in fiction.